The Thoroughbred is a magnificent animal, bred for speed, bred to compete, the sport of kings.
Wow, West Coast has it by 6.
It's the all-new Let's Go Racing from Parks Casino and Racetrack. It's action-packed and fun for the entire family.
3 of them are right together with 1 furlong to go.
Let's Go Racing is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association. It's fun to see them run.
Welcome to Let's Go Racing. I'm Danny Gibson here joining you with Dick Girardi. We're coming to you from Parks Racing to bring you all the latest in horse racing and news from around the country. We have a great show with you today. A 3-year-old, very competitive 3-year-old stakes from Belmont Park in Keeneland that ran recently with very thrilling finishes we're going to talk about. But fortunately, we do have some sad news to share. Hall of Fame trainer Ron Glorioso passed suddenly, and Ron saddled over 4,000 horses. He was very beloved here at Parks Racing, and it was too soon, Dick.
Yeah, it was too soon. Ronnie would have turned to 80 in June of next year, but anybody that knew him knew how full of life he was. Genuine would be a word I would use for Ron. Grew up in Broad and Erie, went to North Catholic, and showed up at this racetrack, Danny, 25 days before it opened in 1974, and didn't leave until a couple of years ago when he ran out of horses and physically he just couldn't do it anymore. He had a bad car accident 10 years ago. But yeah, I remember a lot of things about Ronnie, and I wrote, he was a really good friend beyond just the racetrack, and I wrote about it this week on letsgoracingparks.com. And yeah, he kind of was Parks to me, and I'm thrilled that he's in our Hall of Fame. He deserved it, and we will never forget Ron Glorioso. There's great storytellers at the racetrack. Ron was right up at the top of the list.
Oh, he certainly was. And your story was probably one of my favorite you ever wrote. Very emotional story. Please check that out. It's on our Let's Go Racing Parks page. And Ron, just one of the good guys here in racing. I feel lucky that we got to see him here on Hall of Fame Day recently, and he looked very dapper. And Ron, we're going to miss you.
Yeah, we really are going to miss Ron. Like I said, this racetrack, there's certain people that you just associate with. Parks, Keystone, Philadelphia Park, and Ron Glorioso, definitely one of them.
Absolutely, couldn't agree with you more. Well, let's get to some Parks racing. We had a very good 2-year-old race. It was our local race of the week. It was Monday's 9th race from Parks. 2-year-old Pennsylvania 2-year-olds going 6 furlongs, a $42,000 maiden special weight. We had a field at 10. We did get 1 scratch. The 10 scratched. Our post-time favorite is the number 5 Money Bolt for the all-time North America winning trainer Steve Asmussen, 3-5, and gets our leading rider Ruben Silvera.
Yeah, I mean, on paper, this horse really can't lose, Danny. I mean, second in an open special weight at Saratoga on September 2nd to Dakota Gold, who came back to win a $500,000 race on the turf at Monmouth, and dropping in against Pennsylvania breds, on paper, can't lose. Unfortunately, they don't run them on paper.
And our second choice is Witty for Elizabeth Merriman. She's the owner, trainer, and breeder, and he's a very famous half-brother to Caravel, who we've seen do so much, but on the turf. This is on the dirt.
Right, that was the question. Where would this horse fit on the dirt? Obviously, as you said, the half-brother to Caravel, great 5-furlong turf specialist, but when Lizzie Merriman shows up, you generally should pay attention.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to send it up to our track announcer, Chris Griffin. Here's our local race of the week.
Alvai's got early speed, so does Muttley. In between horses, there comes Money Bolt, and 4 wide is Cuneo. These are the front 4, and they speed off together. Tracking in 5th, that's Witty in the blue cap, who's progressing forward, followed by Margin of Error. Then comes a Big Shot on Nothing. Towards the back of the field, Bobby's Friend Popeye. Road Call, and at the back, Deplane. They get set to move into the far turn. Muttley's got the lead. Olivade is right to the outside. Losing ground there is Money Bolt. Just got passed by Witty, who's taken 3rd. Money Bolt is shoved along and not making up the ground. Is dropping back through the field right now is 4th. It's Muttley up top. Here comes Olivade, and Olivade puts a nose in front. Muttley's got a battle back. Witty is ranging up 3 wide for Carol Cedeno. Dropping out of it there is Money Bolt. Doesn't look like today. Has got to pick up the late ground, but Witty is kicking for home outside of Olivade. It's Witty and Olivade as they approach the 8th pole. Olivade and Witty. Witty kicks on, is up by a full length. Olivade is back to 2nd. Muttley trying to re-rally here for 3rd is Money Bolt. Inside the final 16th, though, it is all Witty. Witty is just drawing away Carol Cedeno. They get the score.
Gotta love the girl power. Jockey Carol Cedeno guiding Witty to a great win for owner, trainer, and breeder. I love saying that, Elizabeth Merriman. And it was a family affair. Her son and daughter were here to share the win with her.
Yeah, nice. And nice to see those good Pennsylvania breds, and I suspect Witty will be back, given all the Pennsylvania bred money to be won here at Parks. And the favorite, Money Bolt, just never really got into the race.
No.
Dan. He finished an undistinguished third. Again, on paper, should have won, but didn't happen on the racetrack.
Which is probably why they brought it to Parks. Maybe they figured they'd get a little easier company. And
Yep.
John Service had two nice horses,
He did.
Olivera and Muttley, second and fourth. I'm sure we'll see them move forward. But Witty's dam, ZZ Zoom Zoom, that is one heck of a dam.
Yeah, when you can produce a multiple stakes winner like Caravel, now what horse that looks like maybe could win some stakes too.
Yeah, looking forward to more from Witty and Caravel, of course. Well, it's time for us to head to our first break. When we come back, we're going to have more stakes action from Belmont Park, Keeneland, and Laurel. So stick around. Let's Go Racing. We'll be right back.
Valued Notion trying to pull the upset here. Big price, leads at 2.5 lengths.
Looking to join the thrill and excitement of thoroughbred racehorse ownership? Pewter Stable can get you started. With more than 25 years of experience under the leadership of Greg and Kate DeMasi, Pewter Stable is one of the industry's leaders in racing partnerships, winning hundreds of races and millions of dollars at racetracks all over the Mid-Atlantic, including New York. No markup, no management fees, makes our partnerships unique and affordable. We are Pewter Stable.
If you want action and you want it now, you got to get the new Parks Racing mobile app. Wager and watch thoroughbred and harness racing from around the world. With the Parks Racing mobile app, it's easy to open and fund your account. Then place your wagers and cheer on your horse as they thunder down the stretch. With the Parks Racing mobile app, you'll easily make withdrawal requests, view the previous day's replays and results. Plus, open any new account now and you'll be automatically enrolled in the Parks Rewards program. The more you wager, the more you earn. Get the new Parks Racing mobile app and get in on the action. Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. And Bruce Casella was out at Keeneland Racetrack and caught up with Terry Finley. He's the president of West Point Thoroughbreds, one of the big ownership groups in the game. And Terry actually got his start here at Philadelphia Park. He's a Philly native, and he's had a lot of success in this industry.
Yeah, he really has, Danny. I mean, like you said, he grew up not far from here at all. Went to Truman High School in Bucks County, then went on to West Point. That's why West Point Thoroughbreds, and has had a great run in this game, including buying in the spring of 2017 to Always Dreaming. And I remember talking to Terry right after he won the Kentucky Derby, and nothing like that.
Nothing more that an owner wants is to win the elusive Kentucky Derby, and we love those iconic West Point silks, the yellow with the black star. We all know them. Here's more with Bruce Casella on Terry Finley.
I think just like a lot of other things in life, you stay after it and you keep showing up, and you know, we've got obviously great horses, horses that we love. I mean, but that's really the start of it. You got to love horses in this business because it's a punishing game, and the highs and lows and the roller coaster that we're on, every one of us. And you put together great people. We are fortunate enough to have great partners and great trainers and a great team, that I get the honor to work with, and you put it all together, and every once in a while you have magic and you get to the wire first and you get to celebrate, and most times you don't, right? If you're very good in this in the business, you win 2 out of 10 times. So there's a lot of heartbreak and there's a lot of disappointment and there's a lot of punches in the gut, if you will. But man, when it happens and it works out, it's a magic that you can't buy, you can't replicate, you can't manufacture. When it happens, it is truly the epitome of a thrill of a lifetime.
Terry, you won a Kentucky Derby, so you've had the highs. And then every year since then, you seem to be getting more and more horses that are contending on the track. Last week you had, I think, 5 winners that weekend. I mean, that's incredible, and that's got to give you more pep in your step.
We've never had 5 winners in a day, and it was interesting because I was here that day, and we won our first race of the day. I was upstairs at Keeneland. We won our first race at Woodbine, and automatically I said, we got some good shots. We might win 2 or 3 today. And at the end of the day, I was driving back home to Bowling Green, and we won our 5th and final race out at Santa Anita in a stake race with a beautiful filly. So, you know, when things fall into place and they click, it is absolute magic. And there are a lot of people, big time trainers also, that haven't won, that haven't got past the 3 or 4 win mark. So I thought it was quite a tribute to our team and to our horses to win 5 races in a day. It will be a day I'll remember forever.
The folks in Philadelphia are a big sports fan. Is it affordable for them?
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, this game, a game that has been opened up. You can't buy a football team, you can't buy a baseball team, and you go right down the line. The first sport that you get to that you can buy in is the sport of thoroughbred horse racing. So people get in, you know, they've got those fractional ownership, myracehorse.com. You can get in for $100 for a very small piece. I would say if you're interested in getting in, just call, you know, look up all the different partnerships on the internet and just start calling around. I've learned, you know, starting in the Philly area, and very proud of my Philly roots. And you know, I think about, you know, giving back. My father was a school teacher, and like he always talked about giving back. So I think that's really important. Like, I'm 57 years old. We've been doing this for 30 years. Our first horse was at Parks. It was a little horse, J.J. Gracie, trained by the name of Sunbelt. I'm really focused on giving back to the game. We have some challenges in our game, but you know, you look at the progress that we've made as an industry in the last 2 years, we made great strides, and we've come together in any number of areas. We're working on integrity. Certainly the first thing that we've made improvements on is the safety of our horses. We're working on integrity. More people are betting on our races. So we're seeing some progress, and we got a long way to go. So I want to be part of that.
Always great to hear more from Terry, and he certainly had a lot of success in this horse racing game. Well, let's get to some national coverage. It's brought to you by the Chapman Auto Group. If their emblem's not on the back of your car or truck, well, you did pay too much. We're going to start at beautiful Keeneland, where Terry Finley just was. They have 2 3-year-old races, both going 7/8. We're going to start with the Perryville Stakes, $150,000 for 3-year-olds. And our first choice is Pipeline for trainer Chad Brown that gets Johnny V.
Yeah, off a huge maiden win at Saratoga with a 97 buyer figure. Took 4 times to break the maiden, but sometimes once they break through, Danny, look out. And this horse is a heavy favorite in the spot.
And my always favorite, Soup and Sandwich, is making his first start since the Kentucky Derby for trainer Mark Casse, and gets Tyler Gaffalione at 3-1, and he's coming off a long layoff.
Right, second in the Florida Derby, and that's why he got to Kentucky. He just didn't really run, showed some speed and then backed out. So it's kind of a guessing game. What kind of soup and sandwich are we going to see in this spot?
Absolutely. Well, here's the call of the Perryville Stakes.
Cool Quest from the outside. Boca Boy at the rail. Pipeline is third and swings up to the far outside. 3 lanes off the rail, a length off the front pair. Soup and Sandwich just inside of Irish Unity, who's there in between horses, running 3 legs from the front. Runway Magic has to go wide to the top of the stretch and is still 6 from the lead. Cool Quest has the lead coming off the far turn, and here's Pipeline moving up behind that one. Boca Boy has lost ground. Irish Unity in 4th. He's My Honey Badger. Swings to the outside from 5th. 5 from the front. Cool Quest, Pipeline 1-2. He's My Honey Badger tries to join that pair. Ram is going to run late on the grandstand side. He's My Honey Badger, and Ram on the far outside trying to chase down Pipeline. Cool Quest backs up. He's My Honey Badger right alongside of Pipeline, and Ram is coming on. These 3 down to the wire. Ram is trying at the wire.
Well, he's My Honey Badger with a very exciting trip to get the win. And Dick, if you would have told me that the 4 was going to win at the half-mile pole, I don't even think I'd believe you.
Yeah, it was interesting. On paper, it looked like there was a lot of speed in the race, Danny. In fact, I might just have gotten a phone call from that Bruce Casello Saturday morning saying, hey, I need some help. And I'd already printed out, obviously, these races. So let me take a look. And I think I sent you a text, Bruce, something along the lines of, why don't you just bet the 3, 4, 6 in some order? And you might notice it came 4 at 6-1, 3 at 23-1 over the favorite, and I think Bruce there's some rumor he might have had the trifecta, which paid over 600 for 2.
That would be a very juicy trifecta, and Ram with a big closing second, but he's My Honey Badger getting the win with a great patient ride by Florent Giroux. And we're going to stick with the 3-year-olds. These are the 3-year-olds fillies at Keeneland. It's the Grade 2 Lexus Raven Run Stakes, $250,000 going 7 furlongs, and obligatory. She was just here in the cotillion. She's our favorite. She gets 5-2.
Yeah, on paper, she looks maybe best at those one-turn sprints closing, and she's back to that. Certainly, she ran really well to be second to Clary Heron, the Cotillion here on September 25th.
She certainly did. And Caramel Swirl is our second choice at 3-1 for Bill Mott. And Junior Alvarado, he rides him a lot, actually.
Yeah, and huge money came in on this filly really late in the game. Last out fourth at Charlestown, and this was another call I got on Saturday, and I said, Bruce, you might want to use Caramel Swirl, because on Charlestown Classic night, if you weren't on the rail, you had no chance. This horse came wide, made a big run. I wasn't the only one that noticed, because like I said, huge money came in on this filly at the finish.
Well, we'll see what happens. Here's the call of the Grade 2 Alexis Raven Run Stakes.
Strong Silent, Scylla between horses, Miss Speedy on the far outside. They are the top three, separated by a half length. Someone said so, is wide around the turn. In fourth, Joy's Rocket down to the inside in the fifth position. Minute Waltz is sixth between horses. Caramel Swirl looks toward the outside seventh. Shalimar Gardens back toward the inside eighth. Super Sensational, Obligatory, and Zayn Al-Arab all far back coming into the stretch. Here's Miss Speedy chasing after Scylla, and then Joy's Rocket to the outside, and Caramel Swirl down the far outside. Super Sensational 7 lengths away. Scylla, Caramel Swirl on the outside. Joy's Rocket between that pair. Joy's Rocket with the head in front, 16th pole. Caramel Swirl is still trying on the outside. Joy's Rocket, Caramel Swirl, driving finish.
And Caramel Swirl and Junior Alvarado getting the head bob over Joy's Rocket with a very exciting finish.
It was an exciting finish. I never thought she was going to get there, Danny, and watching the race. I said, can you please get there? And on the last strike, got there.
And Joy's Rocket ran too well to get beat for second,
question.
so definitely want to look for her moving forward, but love Keeneland in the fall.
Yes, indeed. Keeneland anytime is cool, but Keeneland in the fall. And next fall, we'll host the Breeders' Cup.
Looking forward to be back. Hopefully we'll have another Vequist repeat with another Parks horse. Well, let's head to Belmont Park. It was the Hill Prince Stakes, $400,000 going a mile on an eighth on their inner turf course. And our favorite is 8-5 Soldier Rising for Christophe Clement, who's having a great Belmont meet with trainer or jockey Joel Rosario.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great combination. Christophe trains him a certain way, Joel rides him a certain way, and they just fit each other perfectly.
Absolutely. And Public Sector taking second choice at 3-1 for Chad Brown and Irad Ortiz.
Chad Brown, a favorite in a turf race at Belmont Park. How could that be?
Here's the call of the Hill Prince Stakes at Belmont Park.
Never Surprise leads here by a little more than 2 lengths. It Can Be Done is running in second. It's another 3.5 back to Public Sector in third. Then Slick Back down at the hedge in fourth. In between horses is Sifting Sands in fifth. On the outside is He's Pure Gold, followed next by War Bomber. Then it is Original, Hilliard, Soldier Rising, and Founder the Trailer. The half mile in 49 and 3/5 seconds. Never Surprise leads by almost 3. Big long shot, It Can Be Done, continues to chase in second. Public Sector is third, about a half dozen lengths from the lead, but is getting a bit closer now. To the inside is Slicked Back. And then He's Pure Gold and Sifting Sands. They come off the turn and enter the stretch, 3/4 in 1:14. Never Surprised is still there. Public Sector is all out on the outside of It Can Be Done. It is Never Surprised, and here is Public Sector now, bearing down on the outside. Never Surprised and Public Sector. The two of them are heads apart for the lead as they come on for the finish, and it will be Public Sector.
And Public Sector gets the win with a really nice position, taking kind of the third position, very nice and relaxed. And Kendrick Carmouche holds on for second with the 10. He was kind of rank early on fighting with them, but it's still a good second.
I thought he was going to get there, Danny, watching the race. Never Surprised in Kendrick. And I love him when he's on the lead. It's just hard to catch. But Chad Brown, Irad Ortiz, they catch a lot of people. And in that case, they caught Kendrick.
Absolutely. Well, it's time for us to head to another break. When we come back, we're going to have our jockey and trainer of the week and lots more racing just on the other side of this break.
Turning for Home is a nonprofit that has provided nearly 2,800 former racehorses with a safe retirement. The program was created through the foresight of the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association.
We all love animals, and to give back to something that helps us so much, it's a a great thing.
Responding to the need for a better system that addressed the uncertain future for the retiring equine population at Parks Racing, the PTHA rallied Horsemen to support the program.
These horses can do anything from hunter jumpers to western to therapeutic riding.
Turning for Home became the first on-track retirement program at a year-round racetrack.
We want to make sure that our horses that have run so well for us over the years get the great opportunity to get a new vocation.
Out of everything that we've done in Pennsylvania for racing, I think that's the thing we can be most proud of.
If you would like to help these amazing animals find a great second career and forever home, please give us a call or contact us at turningforhome.org.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Our jockey and trainer of the week is brought to you by Turning for Home, our racehorse retirement program right here at Parks Racing. And our jockey of the week is Jermaine Burke, aka the Birdman. His last two mounts, he had 2 wins, and one of them was really emotional. He gave new trainer Angel Castillo his first win as a trainer on Risque Rebel. And Angel Castillo Sr., his dad, was riding his horse, and he said, first decision as trainer, I took my dad off. Put Jermaine Burke on, and they get the win.
Well, good for them, and Angel won't forget that.
Never will forget that. And our trainer of the week is our good friend Butch Reed. He's newly in our Parks Racing Hall of Fame. And check this out, his last 10 starts, he's had 6 wins, and the rest seconds and thirds.
Yeah, and Barron went up to Penn National last Friday night and crushed him in a Penn-bred stake. And boy, has Barron been a good horse for Butch all year long and continues in the Penn-bred stakes.
Yeah, he's won almost $500,000. And what's so cool about Barron, the people that own him, St. Elmer's Farm and Dr. Christopher Farrick, they own the mare, the stallion, and Barron. So they're getting all the money.
Good for them.
Talk about a homebred.
Yeah, that's why breeding in Pennsylvania really matters. And when you hold the trifecta, as Danny said, you get all the paper.
Absolutely. Well done to them, and well done to Butch and Jermaine Burke. And we're going to head into some race recap brought to you by the Pewter Stable. Check them out at pewterstable.com. A great ownership partnership, and get connected with them. And we're going to start with the Noble Damsel Stakes. It's a Grade 3 at Belmont Park. $200,000 going a mile on their Widener turf course.
Yeah, and just keep your eye on the 5, Shifty She. She has been there from the start. The 5-year-old mare, and it's Sappy Joseph bringing her up from Kentucky down. Saratoga's been all over the place, Gulfstream, and they are not going to catch Shifty She and the Noble Damsel.
No, they're not. And Edwin Gonzalez gets the mount, and he's been riding for Sappy quite a bit down at Gulfstream Park, having a great meet. And a lot of you guys probably remember him. He used to ride at Penn National. So good for him to take a big step forward there. And our next race is the Grade 3 Root and Riddle Dowager Stakes at Keeneland. It's a 1.5 miles, a very long race over their turf course for the $150,000 purse for fillies and mares. And number 3, Summer in Saratoga, saves all the ground, but she sure comes running at the end for trainer Joe Sharp, and Corey Lannery had to be smiling big, turning for home.
And Summer in Saratoga sounds like maybe we should take the show there in the summer of 2022. What do you think, Bruce?
I like that. And the fall in Keeneland, we'll just be mobile. We'll be everywhere.
We're closed for a couple of weeks. We'll just all head up to the spot.
I like that. I like that. Well, next, it was Maryland Millions Day at Laurel Park, and one of their big races is the Maryland Millions Sprint, $100,000, going 6 furlongs. And this is a huge field. There's a lot going on in the beginning of this start, but keep your eye on the 1, Air Token.
Yeah, we were interested, obviously, in the 3 for the Love of Bourbon, who we've seen here many times. Just didn't fire, missed the break a little bit. Michael Sanchez, Michael Pino, but Air Token, as Danny said, is just going to come running at the finish at 7-1. Win like a very good thing. And shout out to our good friend Trish Bowman. This was her last stakes program she put together at Laurel before she heads down to Oaklawn Park for her next job in the business starting in December.
Good job, Trish, and I can't wait to come visit you out at Oaklawn Park. And yeah, I mean, the only excuse I can really give for the Love of Bourbon, it looked like he got jostled a little bit at the start of the race.
He just, I mean, he's been such a consistently good horse for Mike and Smart Angle, but that's the problem. Sometimes they just don't fire. And for the first time in forever, he didn't fire.
All horses have bad days. And Air Token, what I love about J.D. Acosta that rode him, he used to ride here for Parks at many years.
Yep.
He said any jockey down the lane, if they hook up, he will outride them. He is one fit guy.
You know what, and there's something to be said for that, and we've been watching that on the national scene all year, obviously, with Joe Rosario.
Absolutely. These jockeys are incredible athletes and very strong, and it's time for Ion Racing. And Belmont Park, they have 8 stakes, all kind of geared towards their New York breds.
Yeah, it's their showcase day, sort of like we have here on PA Bred Day back in September and August, depending on what time of year it goes. But yeah, look, we're all thinking, this is fine, but we're all thinking about next weekend, Danny, and of course we'll have a huge preview of the Breeders' Cup. The pre-entries are out. The full entries will be taken on Monday, and obviously next Tuesday we'll have the preview as I head to Del Mar, and I'll wave to everybody from my posh suite near the Pacific Ocean.
Dick's heading where the turf meets the surf, but yeah, there's a little bit of stakes going on today, but all the action is going to be November 5th and 6th at the Breeders' Cup. And yeah, come hang out with us. You can wager and win here with your Parks Racing mobile app or the simulcast, but it's time for us to head to another break. When we come back, news and notes, so let's go racing. We'll be back before you know it.
The Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association is the advocate for Parks Racing's horsemen and has worked hard to secure better lives for the hundreds of trainers and their families that work in the thoroughbred racing industry. Our horsemen benefit from medical coverage, trainer pension plans, and increased purses. Thanks to these horsemen, racing at Parks is the very best, providing entertainment for you and the entire family. The Pennsylvania Horsemen are proud to be part of the community and introduce a new generation of fans to the sport of kings.
If you want action and you want it now, you got to get the new Parks Racing mobile app. Wager and watch thoroughbred and harness racing from around the world. With the Parks Racing mobile app, it's easy to open and fund your account. Then place your wagers and cheer on your horse as they thunder down the stretch. With the Parks Racing mobile app, you'll easily make withdrawal requests, view the previous day's replays and results. Plus, open any new account now and you'll be automatically enrolled in the Parks Rewards program. The more you wager, the more you earn. Get the new Parks Racing mobile app and get in on the action.
Racehorses are pampered,
treated with care, and loved.
Nothing is more important than their health and their safety.
We do right by them,
and they do right by us.
The hard-working folks
who proudly earn our living
in Pennsylvania's horse racing
and breeding industries.
Horse racing is a lot of fun.
But it's so much more.
It provides tens of thousands of jobs.
Jobs, and billions in economic impact each year.
All across the Commonwealth.
Horse racing in Pennsylvania, it's a winner.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Our news and notes is brought to you by the Granny Fund, which helps continuing education for our backstretch community. And Dick, we love our fans here, and it's so cool because I'm here every day at the races. I get to meet everybody, but I just want to say a big hi to George. He says he's our #1 fan, and I promised him I'd say hello.
Hi, George.
Hi, George. And how about Mario Pino? He joined a very elite group of riders, being one of 10 with over 7,000 wins.
Yeah, he really did, Danny. People remember Mario. Obviously, he's ridden here, he's ridden in Delaware, Maryland, Mid-Atlantic, but recently he's spent a lot of time at Presque Isle Downs out in Erie, where he won race number 7,000. And then announced, I'm retiring the next day. He won one more, 7,001. As you said, only 10 riders in history. And people associate him with Hardspun, the great PA bred who ran second in the 2007 Derby, second in the Breeders' Cup Classic. Larry Jones, and of course Fox Hill Farm of Rick Porter. And Mario, just one of the class guys in the business. And he had a real goal. He wanted to get to 7, and he was satisfied. And why wouldn't you be? That's a hell of a career.
Oh, it certainly is. What a mic drop for Mario Pino. Congratulations and well done. Enjoy your retirement. Well, that does it us, but come join us here at the races. We have a new post time starting November 1st, 12:25, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We look forward to seeing you here. We'll see you next week here on Let's Go Racing.